the Philippines or Europe?
Believe it or not, we're in the Philippines. Hey guys, welcome back to SangeMedia. Today we're taking you on a historical adventure here at Las Casas, Filipinas De Acuzar in Bagac, Bataan.
This place is like stepping back in time. It's a heritage resort filled with beautifully restored Spanish-era houses from different parts of the Philippines.
Wow! Las Casas is a unique heritage destination in Bagac, combining an outdoor museum, luxury hotel, and resort. It is about 2 hours and 15 minutes away from Manila.
It is known for its meticulously restored Spanish-era houses, which were relocated from different parts of the Philippines and rebuilt to preserve their historical significance.
Wow! Day through, I guess. This is capis. They're from shells. A lot of they use it for a lot of crafts. We did the day tour and this is what's included.
Welcome drinks, yum.
Guided heritage walking tour.
Hotel de Oriente viewing.
Balsa Ride.
A set lunch.
Beach access.
The rates.
And all of these for
Philippines, it's 2,500
pesos or 44 US dollars.
On peak dates and holidays, it's 2,900 pesos or
50 US dollars.
On weekends and weather permitting, they do a parade and cultural shows of traditional Filipino music and dances.
So we went there on a Monday, which was less crowded, but we missed the cultural show. Moving on to the tour of Las Casas, and what better way to start than with some refreshing welcome drinks?
This drink hit the spot. It was the perfect way to cool down before we explored Las Casas.
One of the best ways to get around Las Casas is its vintage-style Jeepney Ride.
It was super cool. It's not your usual city jeepney. It blends with the heritage theme perfectly.
This was your first Jeepney Ride too.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was doing before.
There are about 6 beautifully restored heritage houses, each with a story to tell.
These ones are part of the tour that you can go into. These houses were transported from different parts of the Philippines, piece by piece, and rebuilt right here at Las Casas.
Wow, that must have been a lot of work.
Yeah.
So each dwelling has a unique historical story, from a house designed by the first Filipino architect to the ancestral home of Philippines national hero Jose Rizal.
And I will be the one guiding you to the historical houses that were transferred here at the resort. But before that, let me give you a brief information about this place. So Las Casas Filipinas De Acuzar are Spanish words which mean the houses in the Philippines of Acuzar. Acuzar is the surname of the owner, and they are the Acuzar family of New San Jose Builders. New San Jose Builders is a construction company here in the Philippines. They started collecting old houses in the year 2000, but this resort was open to the public in the year 2010. So that's 10 years in the making and 14 years in operation. It took them 10 years because most of the houses that we're going to visit and discuss are original houses that were carefully dismantled, piece by piece, plank by plank, column by column. Then after that, the dismantled parts of the house will be transferred here, and they're going to reconstruct the house based on its original form, structure, and design. So it's like building a 3D jigsaw puzzle. That's why it took them 10 years. As of now, we already have 63 houses. 41 of them are original, and then the remaining 22 houses are a combination of replica and archival houses. But don't worry, for this tour, we only have a few selected houses to visit, and before we enter each house, we need to remove our footwear. So for our first house, we are now here in Casa Binan from Binan, Laguna, yes. And the house was built way back in 1700s in the ownership of Don Gregorio Alonso. Later on, it was passed down to his son, Don Cipriano Alonso. And then later on, the third generation owner of this house was his son, Don Lorenzo Alberto Alonso. Now, Don Lorenzo Alberto Alonso had 2 wives. His first wife was Paula Florentino, and they had a son named Jose Alberto Alonso, who eventually became the representative of the Philippines in Spain. Nowadays, we call that as the ambassador. Okay? And then the second wife was Brigida de Quintos, and one of their children was Teodora Alonso, the mother of our national hero, Dr. Jose Rizal. So meaning to say, this house is somehow related to Dr. Jose Rizal because this was owned by his great-great-grandfather in his mother's side. Okay? So,
Had the great-grandparents I was talking about, they had a house like this. Some photos. Oh.
Hindi ka na pala ng chismosa. Joke lang. Marites. Okay, so when Jose found that his wife was cheating on him home, and he locked her out in his bedroom. Kinulong po, he just locked her out in this bedroom. He didn't kill her right away. So and during that time, the one who was bringing food to Teodora Formoso, Teodora Alonso, the mother of Rizal. But one day, Formoso wrote a letter saying that she was being imprisoned by her husband, and allegedly, Teodora Alonso was trying to poison her through the food that she was bringing to her every day. She threw the letter out of the window, and one of the civil guards found it. And since her lover was the captain of the civil guards, when the authorities found out what was happening inside his house, they immediately came and they arrested Jose Alberto Alonso and Teodora Alonso. And they were the ones who were sent to prison. Hindi naman din po siya natira dito, ma'am. Somehow related to Binan because yung nanay niya briefly natira po dito. And so anyway, earlier I told you that all of the houses here are original houses that came from other places here in the Philippines. But obviously, the houses are not 100%. The wooden parts of the house, lahat po ng kahoy, like the floor, the door, the ceiling, anything that is made of wood. When it comes comes to the wall, which is usually made of bricks or stones, that's only a replica. So the houses here are only around 50 to 60% original. However, this house actually only has 5% original parts. The staircase, that's original. These 4 paintings are also original, and then these are locked up before, also original. But the rest of the house, the furniture, the paintings, everything there is only a replica because until now, the original Casa Binan is still in Binan, Laguna. Okay? Nandun pa rin po yung original. So we were only able to get the staircase, the paintings, and the bedroom. Okay? So anyway, let me introduce the previous owners of the house. So this is Jose Alberto Alonso, the uncle of Rizal, who became the ambassador. And then this is his wife, Teodora Formoso, the one who cheated on him. So since she cheated on him, eventually they separated. So what Jose Alberto did, he sold this house to another family. And this house was bought by Donna Magdalena Arevalo Leyva. Later on, the house was passed down to Donna Magdalena's daughter, Donna Isabel. And then later on, the house was inherited by her daughter, Donna Pilar. And then Donna Pilar got married to Zoilo Alberto. Coincidentally, Zoilo Alberto happened to be the nephew of Jose Alberto Alonso. Yeah, so meaning to say, this house was sold to another family, but later on, it was returned to the property of the Albertos. Bumalik lang din po. That's why it's
Yeah.
So that's why he had 21 children. That's why the house is also a bit long and huge because all of his children now, that house is not yet open for viewing. They're still reconstructing the house and they're going to convert it into one of our rental houses in the future. Magiging paupahang bahay po that you can occupy. Okay? Bulacan. And for our next house,
lahat ng houses.
Hindi pa na-charge eh.
Quiapo was built in 1867 in the ownership of Don Rafael Enriquez, and the house was designed by Felix Rojas y Arroyo. He was the first ever Filipino who practiced architecture here in the Philippines. And then way back in 1860s, it was said that this house was the biggest and grandest house around Quiapo, Manila. So you can see it has the logo or seal of UP, and that's original. Okay? That logo of UP is 08 to 1920 served as the first ever building of University of the Philippines School of Fine Arts, wherein their director was the owner himself, Don Rafael Enriquez, and some of our national artists like Fernando Marcos and Guillermo Tolentino used to study here in this house. And then later on, UP School of Fine Arts was transferred to Padre Faura Street, Manila. So as of now, we're only going to visit the first floor, so no need for you to remove your foot. It's a bit colder because this house has an aircon. That's why. Nothing creepy, don't worry. So, again, earlier I told you that the wooden parts of the house, anything that is made of wood, that's original. So, the walls usually are only replica because this is made of stones. However, right now, this house belonged to a person. So right now, first floor of the house is one of our restaurants. That's the Filipino restaurant Kusina ni Nanay Maria. Nanay Maria is the mother of Filipinas De Acuzar, so she shares some of her Filipino recipes. That's why this restaurant offers Filipino dish and second today from 12 noon to 9 p.m. Okay, so for your lunch, you have the option of the Italian restaurant or the Filipino restaurant. Okay.
Wait.
Or Casa Binondo dress from Binondo, Manila. And the house was built in 1890 in the ownership of Don Lorenzo del Rosario. And the house was designed by Joan Joseph Hervas y Arismendi. He was a Spanish architect. So right now, the house is actually one of our rental houses as well. But since today we're buying the house, so we are allowed to
This could be haunted.
They don't usually show their rooms.
So they always keep it.
Yes, exactly. Ito ang pinapasok niya. Hindi siya pinapasok ng main. Kasi lagi siya houses, fire mosaic, wood mosaic, fiberglass mosaic, everything is being made here in Center.
Yeah.
And one of the facts, all of the people. But in our last house, I'm going to show you the old comfort room before.
Ay, yeah.
Ay, the hole.
Show that to Finn.
Ayan. Bahay ni Lolo Juan.
This one, like this.
It's similar.
Yeah,
It's
this
like a
one.
great grandpa
That,
had a house that looks like that.
Those are housemaids that are mermaids.
Establishments, stores, and then the second floor and third floor of the original building, it had hotel rooms that you can occupy. Here in the resort, although this building is only a replica, we did the same thing. That's why here in the first floor, we have here.
Hi, horse.
when I attended the wedding,
They use this.
they used that for the bride.
And then in 1942, this house became used as the headquarters for the United States Armed Forces in Northern Luzon, wherein in one of their meetings, they discussed how to capture General Tomoyuki Yamashita, which was the leader of the Japanese Imperial Army at the time. So dito po nila pinagpulungan kung paano dadakitin si Yamashita. Okay? So right now, we're going to proceed to the second floor of the house, which is also our antique museum. Owner of the whole resort, aside from collecting old houses, they are also antique collectors. So all of their antique collection is on the second floor.
The wire. Oh, that wire.
Shortcut.
This is just downstairs.
You would think with the antiques, no, it might be.
Yeah, to preserve.
Okay, so again, before we had two kinds of servants. The first one was the in-house servants. They can go inside the house. However, when you say side servants, actually these are people that were captured during the wars. Saya or Filipinos before. Let's say saya. A saya is a skirt like this one that I'm wearing today. So you're going to roll your skirt here. Papaikot po. You're going to put this piece of wood. There's a small hole here for your right foot. And then left foot should be like this. Okay. So this is how you iron your clothes before. So the owner of the house will have to attend an occasion or event days before the event, the sites, because if you're going to use this one piece of clothing takes 4 to 5 minutes. Because at the time, there was no charcoal. Sige po, dito po tayo. Abati lang po tayo ng kalipa for everyone to see. Ayan.
After all that walking, it's time to eat. We're having lunch at La Bella Teodora, an Italian restaurant inside Las Casas.
A little break from Filipino food. Today, we're trying their pasta, pizza, and other Italian dishes. It was a Monday when we visited. Only 2 restaurants out of 6 were open.
Wow, who knew you could get Italian food in a Filipino heritage village?
I know, right? What'd you get?
I had the ravioli.
I had pork chops.
Yes.
They were good.
I think there could have been 1 or 2 more pieces of ravioli in there. It was good, just a little bit more.
You were really hungry then, huh? So Las Casas is also a place for conventions and even for events or weddings. They actually have a church called Sanctuario de San Jose. We went inside, right? What do you think of the inside?
Inside was beautiful wood floors and these wood carvings. The doors, the light, everything in here was just beautiful. You have to go.
Wow, dito siya kinasal? This was where the wedding was? Ito yung wedding niya? Nice. Hey. Ano daw? Replica nun sa Balanga. Oh, nice. And then there's also a statue of Lola Basyang, who's the equivalent of Mother Goose.
Oh.
Remember that old grandmother structure surrounded by kids?
Oh, and then on the bridge there's some like mythic stuff that I recognize from Philippines lore that I've
Folklore,
looked up.
yeah. And of course, there's the Hotel de Oriente, which has this magnificent ballroom. It's also one of the first luxury hotels that was built in Manila in 1889. It was considered a first-class hotel that most likely was the single one in the entire archipelago that constitutes the Philippines.
A replica was built in Las Casas and is serving as a premier convention center of the sprawling property that can accommodate people for banquets up to 1,000 people.
Wow. I remember my cousin mentioned that she went to a wedding there, and that was where the reception was.
That would be really pretty for a wedding.
Keep walking. Also part of the package was a Balsa motorized ride along the canals of Las Casas.
Wow, feels like we're in Venice, but with a Filipino touch.
That's a Swan. What is it? Ito yung mga kwento nila. It tells like scary stories.
Oh, so she's more like
Oh, that's so pretty.
What years is
1924. Yeah, makes sense. Right decade.
Nice. Very nice. Historic.
Never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Graduated there. Oh, busy. Oh, so I guess we're keeping the shoes on. Whoa! There's a pool here too.
Las Casas is like stepping into a Filipino utopia. You get the architectural highlights presented in a modern and luxurious environment. You can explore, learn, and enjoy for just a day, or you can stay and be a part of this paradise by renting out a residence, which I think we need to do next time.
Oh, definitely. I was really surprised by this place. It was an amazing day. Not only have I learned so much more, I gotten in touch with my roots, the influence of the Spaniards in Filipino culture. It's for sure a good time when you visit. So that's it for today's adventure. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe to SangeMedia.
And let us know in those very same comments where we should go next.
We would love to hear from you. See you in the next adventure.
So long.
Mabuhay!
Mabuhay!